talk to you a little bit about patience. First of all, by a show of hands, how many of you have problems with being patient when you most need it? Well, that's what I thought, just like me. So anyways, the story I'd like to tell you today is about searching for my first vehicle, which is that truck right there, one that I have right now. In my speech, I like to cover the 3 topics of the many things I had to be patient on in this search, the rewards of this patience, and how this patience is applicable to other situations. Hopefully by the time y'all leave here today, you'll have a better understanding of my story and be able to relate the wisdom that I share with you to future situations similar to this in your lifetime. Alrighty, well, the things I needed to be patient on were numerous, but most importantly, saving was the biggest issue for me. Starting about the age of 15, I decided that I would like to start saving for a vehicle with the hopes that by the time I turned 16, I would have enough money. That was a little bit too late, but that was an afterthought. So before that, I'd saved up a little bit of money, but I wasn't serious about saving for a vehicle. So during the year that I was 15, I worked as much as I could after school during the weeks, which usually was only a couple of days a week for a couple hours a day. And also I worked a lot that summer, like 40 hours or 50 hours a week. And I hoped that I'd have enough money, but as we all are, we do find things that we want, and if we're not very focused in saving, we'll spend money on other things. So that happened. So I turned 16, and obviously I didn't have enough money to afford a vehicle. Secondly, I had to be patient in determining what kind of vehicle I wanted. You know, for all of you that have to search for a vehicle, you know, you go on Craigslist, look under cars, and there's a whole bunch of vehicles, and you have to have a good idea of what you're looking for, or else it's going to be a complex process in deciding what you'd like to buy, or much less look at. I was often unsure as to what would best suit me, a car, truck, an SUV, and I went back and forth. It almost seemed daily. I had a new idea of what I wanted, and I did end up looking at many vehicles to determine this, but sadly there was a few I wish I would have bought in hindsight, but that's not a big deal because now I have something I really like. Secondly, I'd like to talk to you about the rewards of this patience. As with all things that we're patient on, ultimately we will hopefully have a favorable outcome, and in this case I did have a favorable outcome. I got a truck and I really love it. I've had it just about a year exactly, and in that year I've had many good memories in it, and I've had lots of fun, and it's been enjoyable overall. And this is a picture of when it was a little bit newer. The past 2, I've done a few things to it since. But anyways, it turns out the whole time I'd overlooked this truck because it was sitting in a friend's driveway. They just weren't very serious about selling it at the time. So when it came around, it was something I couldn't afford to miss out on because it was a very good price. Also, this experience taught me a lot of financial wisdom, most importantly in making sure that when you're saving up for something that you budget extra money in order to help you with unforeseen expenses as they often arise. And also, this taught me a lot. This experience taught me a lot about saving, and the fact that you have to be intentional in what you're saving for, and that if you're not going to accomplish that goal as soon as you might like, which can be disappointing. And one more thing that this experience taught me that was rewarding is that it taught me responsibility, because by the time I was able to afford the vehicle I wanted, I was 18, so all the expenses of it were my responsibility. Also, I've been rewarded by this experience, but there's also many applications to other experiences that we can take away from this. First of all, if you're going to make a large decision, an important decision or a large purchase, it's a good thing to know what you're getting into before you get into it, so that you don't feel like you wasted money at the end of the day, or you're disappointed with what your result was. As in this situation, I did a lot of research, and that helped me determine what I want, so I felt like I didn't waste any money. And also, another application is that this can be applied to saving. It it goes to show that if you're not intentional in your saving, that you won't accomplish your monetary goals as soon as you might like, and sometimes that can be a big problem. Well, to wrap things up, today I talked to you a little bit about the story in my life that taught me patience. I talked to you about what areas of patience I needed to have, needed to work on throughout this experience, how this patience was rewarding to me, and finally how this can be applied to other situations. I hope in the future when you're faced with a situation that requires patience, you'll be able to recant on this experience and be able to apply some of the wisdom I shared.